Chosen one. Stop scrolling. Heaven has a message for you, and it is urgent. If your spirit feels heavy, if your mind has been wrestling in silence, if you've been sensing a shift you can't explain, then this is your confirmation. Your next 7 days will not be ordinary. They will be transformational. A divine alignment is already in motion. Before we begin, pause for a moment. Breathe. Feel the stillness behind your heartbeat. That is where God has been trying to speak to you. And chosen one. He is speaking now. Hit the like button to release this word into your atmosphere. Subscribe, because heaven isn't done speaking to you. Comment 777 if your spirit is ready to receive what is coming. A divine alignment, a supernatural correction, a holy recalibration. In the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey. Not a journey through information, but through revelation. A journey through what your soul has been feeling, but hasn't been able to articulate. A journey through the inner conflicts, the emotional storms, the overthinking, the doubt, the anxiety, the spiritual exhaustion. All the battles you've been privately fighting, silently carrying, quietly surviving. Chosen one. You are not here by accident. You are here because heaven has aligned this moment with your destiny. Because the veil is lifting. Because God is preparing you for something you can't yet see, but your spirit has already sensed. In this video, I will guide you through 7 prophetic chapters, each one revealing a layer of the alignment unfolding in your life. 7 chapters, symbolic of completion, restoration, and divine perfection. 7 stages that will shift your mind, realign your spirit, and awaken your calling. Prepare yourself. Your next 7 days will change everything. Chapter 1. The shift in your spirit is not a coincidence. Chosen one. Have you noticed it? That quiet stirring inside you. That subtle tug in your chest. That unexplainable feeling that something is changing, even though nothing around you looks different yet? Let me ask you a question. Why has your spirit been restless lately? Why have you been waking up with thoughts you can't shake? Why does it feel like God is pulling you away from certain people, certain habits, certain environments, without your permission? Listen carefully, because this is the first sign of divine alignment. This is the moment heaven whispers before it shifts your entire destiny. Chosen one. You're not losing interest. You're being redirected. You're not disconnecting. You're being repositioned. You're not overthinking. Your spirit is trying to interpret what your mind cannot yet understand. This is the season where God begins his work internally before he reveals it externally. And if you've been feeling out of place, if you've been sensing that you don't fit into your old life anymore, if conversations that once fed you now drain you, if you find yourself craving silence more than noise, then hear me. This is not confusion. This is spiritual preparation. Tell me, chosen one, why do you think heaven isolates its warriors before it elevates them? Why does God remove comfort before he releases calling? Why does he disturb your spirit before he delivers your destiny? Because alignment requires disruption. Divine order demands a rearranging of everything that was once familiar. You are entering the first of the 7 days, the day of awakening, the day your spirit begins to recognize what your eyes cannot yet see. Isaiah 43 verse 19 declares, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" Do you hear that, chosen one? God is not asking if the new thing exists. He is asking if you can feel it. And you can. That's why you're here. That's why this message found you. That's why your heart is beating differently right now. Heaven is aligning you with a season you didn't even know you were ready for. But before the blessing comes the shift. Before the clarity comes the unraveling. Before the alignment comes the internal earthquake. Have you noticed how certain memories are resurfacing? How old wounds you thought you healed suddenly reappear? How your emotions fluctuate for no reason? Chosen one. That is not regression. That is cleansing. God cannot align what you refuse to confront. He cannot elevate what still carries weight. So ask yourself, what have you been holding on to that heaven is trying to release? Whose voice have you allowed to be louder than God's? What belief have you carried that no longer belongs to the person you are becoming? Because your next 7 days will demand honesty, authenticity, courage, stillness, surrender. This is the part where many turn back, because they fear losing the version of themselves that wasn't aligned. But not you, not the chosen one. You are feeling this shift because you are ready, because your spirit is waking up, because heaven has marked your timeline, because divine alignment has already begun. And hear me, just because it feels unfamiliar does not mean it is unsafe. Just because you don't have the blueprint does not mean you are lost. God is not confusing you. He is recalibrating you. This is your spiritual dawn. The first crack of light after a long night. The whisper before the breakthrough. The tremor before the transformation. Chosen one, do not ignore this shift. Do not numb it. Do not run from it. Lean into it. Feel it fully. Honor what is changing inside you. Because chapter 2 will reveal why your spirit feels this way, and what heaven is preparing you for. Chapter 2. The unraveling of what no longer serves you. Chosen one, let me ask you something that will shake you. Why is everything you once tolerated suddenly becoming unbearable? Why are you losing the strength to pretend, to settle, to explain, to carry what was never yours to hold? This is not weakness. This is not burnout. This is not you changing. No. This is heaven removing what cannot follow you into your next 7 days. Chosen one, this is the unraveling. And I need you to listen closely, because most people miss this part of divine alignment. Most think their life is falling apart. But in truth, it is falling into place. Ask yourself, why is God exposing certain connections? Why do conversations that once entertained you now irritate your spirit? Why do environments that once felt comfortable now feel suffocating? Could it be that God is untangling you from what was secretly holding you back? This is the season where heaven dissolves every false identity, every survival pattern, every emotional knot, every spiritual weight. Because chosen one, you cannot walk into alignment carrying misalignment. Let this land in your spirit. You are not losing people. You are losing distortion. You are not losing opportunities. You are losing distractions. You are not losing your mind. You are losing the noise that kept you from hearing God. Tell me, chosen one, why do you think your peace has become non-negotiable lately? Why does your intuition feel louder? Why is your patience thinner with anything that feels fake, draining, or forced? Because God is correcting your frequency. He is stripping away the layers you wore to survive, so you can finally step into the identity you were born to live. But hear this prophecy clearly. Unraveling precedes alignment. Just like a vine must be pruned. Just like gold must be refined. Just like oil must be pressed. Your spirit is undergoing a divine tearing away. Not to break you, but to reveal you. Psalm 139, verses 23 to 24 says, "Search me, O God, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." Chosen one, this is exactly what God is doing. He is searching you, revealing what must go, removing what was silently poisoning you, detaching you from patterns that diluted your power. And you felt it. The sudden disinterest, the emotional distance, the discomfort in conversations that once felt easy, the urge to withdraw, reset, and rest. Let me tell you something bold. That is not depression. That is elevation. Chosen one, you are shedding. Shedding fears. Shedding masks. Shedding timelines that were never yours. Shedding shadows you inherited but never questioned. And yes, it feels strange. It feels lonely. It feels unfamiliar. Because this is the middle space. The sacred in-between. Where the old version of you has died. But the new version hasn't fully emerged yet. But I promise you, this is holy ground. You are not empty. You are being cleared. You are not confused. You are being redefined. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. So let me ask you one last question. If God is removing what you didn't have the strength to walk away from, why are you afraid? Release the grip. Loosen the ties. Let the unraveling happen. This is alignment disguised as loss. And in chapter 3, you will understand why God is protecting your spirit so fiercely. and what he is preparing you to walk into next. Chapter 3. The battle within, overthinking, doubt and the ego's last stand. Chosen one. Let me start with a piercing question. Why has your mind been louder than usual lately? Why are you replaying old conversations? Why are you questioning your decisions? Why does your spirit feel ready, but your thoughts feel terrified? This is not random. This is not your anxiety acting up. This is not you being indecisive. No, this is something far more spiritual. Chosen one. You are witnessing the ego's last stand. Every time a divine alignment approaches, the ego, the false self, the survival self, the wounded self, begins to panic. It feels the shift in your spirit. It senses the elevation. It knows something sacred is coming. So what does it do? It fights. It screams. It floods you with doubt. Are you sure? What if you're wrong? Who do you think you are? What if you fail? What if you get hurt again? Let me tell you something prophetic. When the ego is panicking, it means your spirit is winning. Think about the timing. Why are these thoughts rising now? Right when everything in your spirit says change is coming. Why now, when heaven is aligning your path? Why now, when you're finally becoming who God designed you to be? Because your old identity knows it is dying. Your old patterns know they are dissolving. Your old fears know they are losing their grip. The ego fears what your spirit has faith for. Tell me, chosen one, how can you walk into a divine future with a mind that was shaped by a wounded past? How can you receive alignment with habits built on survival? How can you step into your calling with beliefs formed in brokenness? This is why the internal battle is intensifying. This is why the overthinking feels relentless. This is why your emotions are louder, heavier, sharper. You're not going backwards. You're breaking through. This is the moment before transformation where the ego tries to pull you back into who you used to be. But your spirit is pulling you toward who you truly are. Romans 12 verse 2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Renewal doesn't happen through comfort. It happens through confrontation. And that is exactly what God is doing. Confronting the old to reveal the new. So let me ask you deeply. What are you afraid to let go of? What story are you still telling yourself that God never wrote? What belief still chains you to a version of you that no longer exists? Chosen one. Your overthinking is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of spiritual stretching. Your doubt is not a punishment. It is a sign that the old programming is failing. Your emotional tension is not instability. It is spiritual rebirth. You are shedding old thought patterns. You are rewriting inner narratives. You are outgrowing your fears. You are dismantling internal walls you didn't even know you built. This is why you've been craving silence. Why you've been needing space. Why your heart feels tender and your mind feels full. God is not confusing you. He is rewiring you. The ego protects the old. The spirit reveals the truth. And right now, the truth is winning. So hear me clearly, chosen one. Your next 7 days will expose every lie you believed about yourself. Every fear, every doubt, every block, every limitation. Not to shame you, but to free you. Because before God aligns your path, He aligns your mind. And in chapter 4, you will understand the next stage of this divine process. Why heaven is calling you into deeper stillness, and how silence becomes the doorway to your breakthrough. Chapter 4. The call into stillness, where God speaks, heals and reveals. Chosen one. Before I say anything else, let me ask you this. Why has life been getting so quiet around you? Why do you suddenly crave silence more than conversation? Why do crowds feel heavier? Why does noise feel irritating? Why does your spirit retreat even when your mind wants to engage? This is not isolation. This is not withdrawal. This is not you acting different. No, this is heaven calling you into stillness. And chosen one. When God calls you into stillness, it means He is about to speak. Let this question sink into your soul. If God is preparing to reveal something that will change your next 7 days, don't you think He must first quiet everything that distracts you? This is why your phone feels draining. This is why your old routines feel empty. This is why conversations feel shallow. This is why your heart is searching for a deeper space, a quieter place, a sacred pause. Because chosen one, God is creating distance so he can create clarity. You are stepping into the chapter where heaven whispers secrets that cannot be heard in noise, distraction, or chaos. But here is the hidden truth. Most people run from stillness because stillness forces you to meet yourself. Stillness reveals the truth behind your fears. Stillness exposes the wounds you've avoided. Stillness confronts the lies your mind still believes. Stillness removes every voice except God's. Let me ask you something prophetic. What if the silence you fear is the very thing your spirit has been praying for? Think about it. Why does your heart feel more sensitive lately? Why are your emotions surfacing? Why are forgotten memories rising? Why are old wounds reopening? Not to break you, but to release you. Stillness is the spiritual surgery room. It is where God works on you without an audience. It is where he rewrites your internal script. It is where he washes the dust off your vision. It is where he removes the noise that kept you from hearing his instruction. Psalm 46 verse 10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." It does not say be still and do nothing. It says be still and know. Stillness produces knowing. Knowing produces faith. Faith produces alignment. Chosen one, you are not being abandoned. You are being refined. You are not being hidden. You are being prepared. You are not being silenced. You are being positioned. Let me go even deeper. Stillness is not the absence of movement. It is the presence of direction. God is not pausing your life. He is recalibrating it. He is clearing the interference around you, so you can feel the pull of your true path. And if you've been asking, God, what are you doing with me? Why does everything feel different? Why am I being pulled inward? Here is your answer. Because your next level requires a quieter version of you, a more aligned version, a more intentional version, a more spiritually sensitive version. Heaven is preparing you for divine instruction. For the next 7 days, God will show you who you are, what you must release, where you must go, and what you must step into. But only a still heart can receive a clear direction. Chosen one, silence is not your enemy. It is your mentor, your sanctuary, your turning point. And in Chapter 5, you will discover why this silence is not only cleansing you, but also separating you for something heaven has been preparing for years. Chapter 5. The sacred separation. God is setting you apart for what is coming. Chosen one, before you hear anything else, answer this honestly. Why has God been pulling you away from certain people, patterns, and places, even when part of you wanted to stay? Why does it feel like you're outgrowing people you never expected to outgrow? Why does your spirit tighten around certain energies? Why does your heart no longer resonate with who you used to be? This is not rejection. This is not loneliness. This is not a season of being left out. No, this is sacred separation. Chosen one, heaven is setting you apart, and you can feel it. You can feel when somebody's spirit no longer aligns with yours. You can feel when a conversation drains you instead of feeding you. You can feel when your destiny is too heavy to carry around people who have no intention of growing. You can feel when God says, "This person cannot go where I am taking you." Let me ask you something prophetic. What if the distance you feel is divine protection? What if the separation is a sign of elevation? What if the disconnection is your confirmation of alignment? Chosen one, hear this clearly. Before God blesses, he separates. Before God elevates, he isolates. Before God promotes, he protects. Think about Abraham. Think about Moses. Think about Joseph. Every chosen one in Scripture was separated before they were elevated. Why would your story be any different? Tell me, why are you forcing connections God is loosening? Why are you trying to revive seasons God has already closed? Why are you grieving the loss of rooms you were never meant to stay in? Could it be that heaven is removing the wrong voices, so you can finally hear the right instruction? This chapter is painful, but it is necessary. Because chosen one, you cannot carry dead weight into your next 7 days. You cannot carry their doubt into your destiny. You cannot carry their fear into your breakthrough. You cannot carry their limitations into your alignment. You've noticed how certain energies feel heavy. How some people talk but say nothing. How their presence drains your clarity. How their habits contradict your growth. How their vibration pulls you backward. This is spiritual incompatibility, a divine mismatch, a sign that God is cleansing your atmosphere. 2 Corinthians 6 verse 17 says, "Come out from among them and be separate, not because you're better, but because you're different. You are chosen. You are marked. You are protected. Your calling requires purity, not perfection, but clarity, and clarity requires separation." So let me ask you directly, what is God removing from your life that you keep trying to hold on to? An old friend? A habit? A mindset? A desire? A pattern? A comfort zone? Because whatever God removes, He replaces with something aligned, elevated, and divine. This separation is not for your punishment. It is for your positioning. God is not taking people from you. He is preparing people for you. He is not shrinking your circle. He is strengthening your future. Chosen one, you feel this separation because heaven is about to release you into a season where not everyone can follow. You are stepping into influence, purpose, clarity, and destiny. And God refuses to let contamination come with you. So embrace the distance. Honor what is falling away. Bless what is leaving your life. Release who no longer resonates. And trust that God is clearing your path, so that your next 7 days unfold in divine alignment. Because chapter 6 will reveal something powerful. Why God is now preparing to accelerate you. And how everything begins to shift in your favor once you let go of what was never meant to stay. Chapter 6. The divine acceleration. When heaven moves, everything moves. Chosen one. Before anything else, let me ask you this question that will hit your spirit with force. Why has everything in your life felt slow, right before it suddenly begins to move fast? Why does it feel like you were stuck for months? Emotionally, spiritually, mentally, financially. And now something inside you knows that a sudden shift is coming? Why does your spirit whisper, "Get ready, you're about to move"? Chosen one, let this truth settle in your soul. You are entering the phase of divine acceleration, a season where delays turn into breakthroughs, blockages turn into open doors, waiting turns into walking, and prayers turn into manifestation. And here's the hook you must not miss. What took years before will take days now, because when heaven moves, everything moves. Let me ask you something prophetic. Why do you think God slowed you down in the previous chapters? Why do you think He emptied your spirit, removed certain people, quieted your surroundings, and confronted your inner battles? Because divine acceleration requires divine alignment. God never speeds up a life that is misaligned. He aligns first, then He accelerates. Chosen one, you are not experiencing pressure. You are experiencing momentum. You are not being overwhelmed. You are being positioned. You are not being stretched. You are being prepared for a leap. Look back at your life. Can you see it? The moments where God paused you, then pushed you. The times you waited, then everything happened at once. God is consistent. He moves in patterns. And one of heaven's greatest patterns is this: divine pause, divine preparation, divine acceleration. Your pause is ending. Your preparation is complete. Your acceleration is beginning. Let me ask you, why do you feel excitement and fear at the same time? Why do you feel ready but nervous? Why is your intuition screaming go, while your mind whispers, what if? Because acceleration exposes your calling. It forces you to step into what you prayed for. It demands boldness, courage, trust, faith. Isaiah 60 verse 22 declares, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." Not might, not possibly, not hopefully, will. This is that time. Chosen one. You are stepping into a window where heaven fast-tracks destiny, where opportunities appear without effort, where clarity replaces confusion, where answered prayers show up in unexpected ways, where people you need suddenly find you, where resources flow, where doors you couldn't force open now swing wide on their own. But here's the part that will challenge you. Acceleration requires letting go of hesitation. You cannot overthink a door that God is opening now. You cannot fear a blessing heaven is pushing toward you. You cannot question a path your spirit already knows is yours. Ask yourself, why hesitate when God Himself is saying move? You are stepping into a season where you will make more progress in 7 days than you made in the last 7 months, where opportunities align so precisely that you will know it was never coincidence. It was orchestration, divine timing, heaven's fingerprint. But chosen one, acceleration is not just about speed. It is about alignment meeting timing. It is about the right you stepping into the right season. And now that God has refined you, separated you, stilled you, and awakened you, nothing can stop what comes next. Because chapter 7 will reveal the culmination of this entire prophetic journey, the manifestation phase, where everything God has prepared for you becomes visible, tangible, and undeniable. Chapter 7. The manifestation. Everything God promised is about to appear. Chosen one. Before you hear anything else, pause and answer this in your spirit. Why does it feel like you're standing on the edge of something? Something you can't fully see, but you can feel with every breath? Why does your heart beat differently these days? Why does your intuition whisper, this is it, something is coming? Even though your physical reality still looks the same, let me tell you something with prophetic clarity. You are standing in the doorway of manifestation. Not the idea, not the hope, not the wish. The physical manifestation of what you prayed for, suffered for, healed for, and grew for. This is not anticipation. This is confirmation. Chosen one. Heaven is not preparing you anymore. Heaven is releasing you. All the inner battles you endured, all the unraveling, all the stillness, all the separation, all the divine acceleration, was preparing you for this moment. Let me ask you something piercing. What if the blessing is already here, but your spirit is only now becoming aligned enough to recognize it? Manifestation is not magic. It is alignment made visible. Everything God promised you is now stepping into form. The relationships, the clarity, the resources, the opportunities, the healing, the elevation, the spiritual gifts, the peace that surpasses understanding, the purpose that once felt distant but now feels close enough to touch. Chosen one. Your next 7 days will reveal what your last 7 years were preparing you for. But here is your final hook. The one most people miss. Manifestation does not show up where fear leads. It shows up where faith stands. So let me ask you the questions that unlock destiny. Are you ready to receive without resisting? Are you ready to walk into what you asked for? Are you ready to live as the version of you that God aligned, healed, and transformed? Because what's coming is bigger than your preparation. It is deeper than your imagination. It is higher than your expectations. Ephesians 3 verse 20 declares, He is able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all you can ask or think. Chosen one, you are entering the exceedingly season, the abundantly chapter, the answered prayer moment. And here's a deeper truth. Manifestation is not about receiving what you want. It is about becoming who you were meant to be. You have become that person. You have passed the spiritual test. You have endured the breaking, the reshaping, the refining, the stretching. Now comes the release. God is putting the right people in place. He is aligning the right opportunities. He is positioning the right conversations. He is orchestrating what you cannot see, but you can feel it. Because chosen ones feel manifestation before they see it. This is your confirmation. Nothing can stop what God is about to reveal in your life. Not fear, not doubt, not delay, not opposition, not the past, not the enemy, not even you. You are stepping into answered prayer, into divine fulfillment, into spiritual maturity, into supernatural alignment. Your next 7 days will not just change something, they will change everything. Chosen one, pray this with an open heart. God, I step into alignment with your will. Remove anything in me that blocks your voice. Open the doors that belong to my destiny. Close every door that leads to distraction or delay. Elevate my spirit, sharpen my discernment, and prepare my heart to receive what you have promised. I release fear and embrace faith. I release doubt and embrace clarity. I release the old and embrace the new. Guide my steps, protect my path, and let these next 7 days reveal your glory, your timing, and your divine plan for my life. Amen. Chosen one, you are ready. You are aligned. You are chosen.